conducive to foster leadership. I mean, one of the things that I thought was interesting yesterday in your conversation with the president was how he really bristled at the criticism from, quote unquote, those on our channel or liberals, you know, this sort of distaste he has for folks who are theoretically on his side of the aisle. And I wonder if you think that there's validity in that, or whether we are not doing a good enough job to allow leaders to succeed.
Well, I think we're right on MSNBC, first of all, and I think that there has to be a real, certainly we're right, and people further left than me have a right to express their views. Where else are they going to express them except on networks like ours, especially our network? And I think they should express them. And if somebody's over there where Elizabeth Warren is or further left than that and the net roots, fine, speak out. We want to hear your ideas. Why wouldn't we? They're as valid as ours. We may have more people on our side at the center left, but the left should be heard from. And I think he's wrong to have a problem with that. And there was a lot of murkiness. He pointed to the IRS scandal. This administration wasn't very quick in letting us know what happened over there. I still don't know what the chain of command was that led to the decision about deciding which of those 501c4 organizations should get the tax exemption. It's never been made clear. So why shouldn't people suspect the worst? My rule in politics is if it's better than it looks, they'll fix it. If it's worse than it looks, they'll leave it stand. And if they thought they had a better case to make than was getting out into the press, they should have made it. That's the job of a politician. Just for a second, I want to point out something. I haven't heard anything as smart as what I heard Reverend Sharpton say a couple of minutes ago in 5 years. That is the most perceptive thing I've seen. It just rocks me. The difference between the way F.W. Klerk handled the need for change and the inevitable election, democratic election of Nelson Mandela, a legitimate election, truly legitimate for the first time. He was never legitimately elected. For him to recognize his role in history, which was to be a patriot, at that point, is so different than the way Mitch McConnell handled the election of Obama. So different. And to set it up that way, that juxtaposition, they were willing, the McConnell people on to the far right, were willing to destroy the country in order to destroy Obama. Whereas to succeed in a country he loved, F.W. Klerk was willing to see it form to black rule so that it could be done successfully, so that he would have his country have a better future. Reverend, I owe it to you. I think that is the key statement about what happened yesterday, the loss of Mandela, and what his history was about, and the key statement of why this has been so poisonous the last 5 years. We have real people in this country with real power and status who have used that status and power to hurt the country so they can hurt the president. That's the most damning assessment I've heard, and I think the truest.
An important assessment. Chris Matthews, thank you. As always, you can see Chris